Well, welcome everybody to the Eden Army podcast. I'm your host tonight, Pete Robertucci. This is July 16th, season 2, episode 24 of the podcast, and we're coming to you live on YouTube, Facebook, X, and of course our favorite kick.com. Guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It helps. And anytime you see anything on our social media, share that out. That helps the algorithm gods get our word out. But thank you, Dan, Opie, and Agnes, for your resubscription since the last time we were on. We appreciate it. Boy, let's see what's going on over there in Kick. Full house over there at kick.com. All the Miss Dorns in there. Guy, Kelly, Meta's over there with Kelly. The Bryces are over there. They're all together, sitting around a campfire probably. EA1's in the house. And Rev's going to be a little late, guys. Miss Terry's there. Outstanding. Oh, man, it's hot and it's smoky. It's so smoky up here in the Midwest. I thought Mel and Chris came up for a little bit. I had to look around. I was trying to see where all this smoke cloud was coming from. I called up Russ. I said, hey, is Mel in town? I'm not sure what the hell's going on here. But come to find out, it's the wildfires up there in northern Minnesota and Canada. So... but it's not bad. It's not nearly as bad as the wildfire season down in Florida. But, I say the people up here in Wisconsin are a bit of sissies about this. They're all wearing masks and stuff like this. But in hindsight, right now it's not hot here to me. Right now it's not smoky because I'm in Florida normally when all this happens. But if I was up here in the wintertime, well, they'd all think I was a little pansy boy too, I'm sure. So it's all relative, I would imagine. Let me catch up on chat here real quick. Whew. Guys, don't worry. We will get off in time to see the POTUS speak tonight. So I'll make sure that happens. But tonight we're going to be talking about Marco Rubio. Had a hell of a speech today. We're going to talk about that. ICE iced over another guy in Maine. Trump has a new name for Democrats. I don't know if you guys saw that. If you didn't see it, you're going to see it. And the Democratic Socialists of America have their policy up on their website. Wait until you hear what their policies are and what they hope to accomplish during midterms. But first, let's talk about Senator Lindsey Graham, who passed away on July 11th, shortly after returning from a scheduled trip to Ukraine. Preliminary findings said he suffered an aortic dissection, one of the biggest vessels dissected somehow. Critics often called Graham a war hawk and accused him of profiting from defense contractors. We've all heard that. However, after roughly 31 years in Congress, where he earned an average salary of about $163,000 a year, he left behind an estimated net worth of only $1.5 million. Now, that sounds like a lot, right? But 31 years, everything he owns is worth $1.5 million. In comparison, Nancy Pelosi's estimated net worth is $250 million. Representative Ilhan Omar reportedly had a household net worth approaching $11 million. That was before the accounting area. They took off all the money they sent back to Somalia and found out she didn't have that much anymore. But whatever you thought of Lindsey Graham's politics, the self-serving warmongering label doesn't pass the smell test. That's the point of that. But that didn't stop those tolerant leftists from doing what leftists do, right? They spread hate. For example, Joy Reid, former MSNBC host, said, "Hell opened the door for at least one more," and accused Graham of selling his soul to Donald Trump. Anna Kasparian, co-host of The Young Turks, posts simply, "Good riddance." Margaret Chow, a comedian and progressive activist, mocked rumors about Graham's sexuality by saying, "From the closet to the coffin, real seamless." Then she referenced Mitch McConnell and said, "Deaths happen in three. We're all hoping." Omar Suleiman, Texas imam and political activist, wrote, "By Lindsey, may you live in eternity in ruins for the ruins you helped create in Gaza." Now, Suleiman wasn't a Democratic official, although a Democratic congresswoman invited him to deliver the House prayer in 2019. Abraham Zabdad, St. Bonaventure Bonaventure University political science professor called Graham a merciless warmonger and a bigot, and ended the post with "rest in hell." He later recanted that, deleted it, and apologized, because that's what these beta bitch men do. They don't stand behind what they say, realizing that they're going to lose their job for such stupid things. Liam Cunningham, actor and political activist, posted, "Lindsey Graham is dead. Have a great Sunday." The left has no limits to their hate, and Lindsey Graham knew that. He fought to protect Americans from that same type of hate, both here and abroad. And that's one thing about him that can't be denied. Rest in peace, sir. You are relieved of duty. We will take the watch from here. The Eden Army podcast is proud to be sponsored by Preparedness Health Systems, your one-stop shop for research-grade peptides and GLPs. Preparedness is not just about food, water, and defense. It's about understanding health, longevity, and resilience in a tough world. Preparedness Health Systems provides research-grade products for those serious about education, preparedness, and staying ahead of the curve. Email Preparedness Health Systems at preparednesshealth@yahoo.com. Proud sponsor of the Eden Army podcast. Research used solely, not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The real Pete is here, Patrick. That's not the real Pete. That's an AI clone of me. What's going on, Mr. Russ? What's new and exciting over there at Summit Campground and Game Farm?
Man, we are wide open. I had a military buddy over last week and his lovely wife, and they fell in love with the place. So they're coming up next year, and you guys got to hang out with them as well. And then we've got a full house. We are hitting the Oregon Trail, is what we've gave the moniker for our trek out to Montana. Is the Oregon Trail Part 2. We got to make sure we don't run out of bourbon and no dysentery.
Well, you might have, you get to go through the Trail of Tears and stuff like that. You might have to eat Kelly if you run out of food.
Well, we might. And on the way back, I know Tom and Kathy and Kathy's sister Vicky, who a lot of people met at Mount Readiness and Fallout, and Teresa and myself, we're coming back through South Dakota. We're going to do, the Rushmore thing. We're going to do the, all the things, the Black Hills, go see City Bulls thing, and all that good stuff.
Very cool. Well, Russ, you've got some good news for us, something you want to reveal tonight. Let's talk about this for a little bit.
Well, guys, this is the debut for the cover art for Book 3 of Hanging Chronicles. Book 3 is going to be called Blood and Bottomland. And if you read Book 2 and you look at the cover, you'll see a couple of Easter eggs in there. And I'm about 2/3 of the way through it, Pete. I think I'm going to be pretty much on a hiatus for the next 3 weeks. But we'll see. Hopefully, I'll be able to get it out. I'm thinking maybe the 1st of October at the latest is what my goal is. So
that's a cool cover. Who did the cover for you?
Miss DJ Cooper did the cover, and she's done all 3 of mine, and she's just an awesome illustrator. And I don't know. Hell of a writer too. Hell of a writer in her own right. She wrote over 1 million words last year. That was her goal, Pete. She broke over 1 million words. But I tell you, the interesting thing about DJ, and I know this might screw up your timeline of our schedule, but Miss DJ is 4 blocks away from all that stuff happening up in Maine.
Oh, from the ice shooting. Did you guys hear about that? So there was an ice shooting in Maine, another one. I think there's 3 or 4 in the last 2 weeks. But in Maine, protesters are growing after another ice-involved shooting. However, these most dangerous encounters, let me ask you guys a question. Would these encounters happen? 2 things happen. First of all, if you just stopped running, especially using your car, and if the local authorities actually helped detain some of these people rather than ICE having to go on the street and pick these people up. Wouldn't that just be better? So stop resisting, stop running, stop interfering, let the agents do their jobs, and then if you're innocent, take it to court like the rest of us U.S. citizens actually have to do. But here's a you got something to add to that, or run the clip?
No, go ahead and run it, man.
Run it.
To be outraged by Monday's shooting. There were protests again today in response, this time in front of the Scarborough ICE facility. CBS 13's Max Williams was there and joins us now live. And Max, what's the big message from protesters tonight?
Katie, just a day after the deadly shooting, protesters are now questioning why ICE killed a man that leaders confirm was not the intended target. Now, they've also left their mark here at the Scarborough ICE facility in chalk, and take a look at this. They've also spread red paint across the driveway with a message that says, "This is blood." I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. A peaceful and somber protest.
We have a voice and we have got to be listened.
This is the protesters, Russ. These are the people that are the people that are going out on the street and protesting for all of these illegal immigrants. This is the atypical protester right here.
Yeah, and DJ told me she literally watched the buses roll in and the protesters get out.
Yep.
Are being killed.
Quickly turning chaotic outside the Scarborough ICE facility. It's now the second straight day of tensions rising between pro and anti-ICE protesters.
I'm dodging. Okay, literally like going through a defensive line.
Timothy Bodner in the cowboy hat supports ICE. He tried joining the roughly 300 anti-ICE protesters.
He came through very hateful and very aggressive.
Most anti-ICE protesters attempting to distance themselves from Bodner by starting a picket line, blocking the road for a few hours.
And it's got to stop. The police should be enough. We don't need ICE. We absolutely don't need this ICE building.
The protest comes just a day after a young father was shot.
Go ahead, Russ.
ICE should be enough. We have the police for that. But they want to defund the police.
And they won't send the police
to
go help ICE.
Exactly.
Yeah, they have the police for that because the local municipalities can control the police. So they can tell the police, no, you're not going to deport that person. But they can't tell the federal government that.
100%.
An ICE agent in Biddeford. The emotions still raw for Mainers.
I feel like crying. I mean, it's horrible.
I've never felt this mad in my life.
The message clear tonight. Protesters and counter-protesters are not giving up on what they stand for.
Millions of illegals were flooded in, the borders were opened. They have a job to do to get people out of here that need to be out of here.
We are expressing, we are able to do something. And if it's only holding up a sign and being an old woman at a rally, my God, I'll do it until I die.
Well, God willing. Deaths come in threes.
And Biddeford police was called into the protest. They blocked off the road and were monitoring the situation, but we did not see them interacting with the protesters or any altercations between them, and we didn't see any arrests being made. But tonight, it's still unclear how long these protests will last for. We'll, of course, monitor that situation. But for now, we're live in Biddeford. Max Williams, CBS 13 News.
All right, Max, appreciate the update there, too.
They don't talk about that the people are using a deadly vehicle to commit a crime, trying to run these people over. But the thing is, this wasn't even the target of the investigation. If he wasn't, this is just like the one that happened last week. If you're not the target of the investigation, pull your ass over, show them your ID. I'm telling you, Russ, let me tell you a quick story real quick. And you've probably heard this, but we got a buddy here in town. His name's Val. He's a Mexican guy, right?
Yes.
Chats a lot, right? He's just like motor mouth. But anyway,
he is the ultimate politician, and I love him like a brother.
But long and short, he owns a successful roofing business up here in the Northwoods, and he hires primarily Mexicans. ICE, a small town up the road, Hayward. ICE came to his site. Actually, what happened, Russ, the sheriff came and said, listen, ICE is about 2 minutes behind me. So just so you know, don't freak the F out. So Val says, no problem. It's not a problem. All my guys are good to go. ICE came in, checked everybody's paperwork, found out they were all good to go, and by the end of this encounter, right? Because all ICE encounters are dangerous. At the end of this encounter, everybody was laughing. They were high-fiving each other. ICE agents, the illegal Mexican workers, and everything was good to go. My buddy Val, we call Val the coconut up here because he's brown on the outside, but he is pasty ass white on the inside. He's got a better command of the English language than I do. So the ICE agent goes, I don't need to see your ID, bro. You speak better English than any of us. So
true story.
if you do it the right way, you won't make the news. And it's troubling to me that kind of thing doesn't make the news.
Exactly.
Right? The good encounters.
Yeah. I mean, and Val is such a good guy because, you know, all of us went tubing last weekend. And, I mean, man, we rode Val like a dead horse over the whole thing. Even his wife, who is just a wonderful person. We had just had such a great time.
Yeah, they're good people. But yeah, that kind of thing needs to make the news. ICE has killed 5 people here in the recent weeks and months and years since they've been really cracking this down since POTUS took office. Illegal immigrants have killed 1,784 people. But what are we mad at? We're mad at the 5 people that ICE killed. We should be mad at the 1,700 plus citizens that these illegal immigrants are killing. These are our neighbors. You know, they say, oh, these illegals are our neighbors. We need this old lady that we just saw. They're our neighbors. They're our friends. They could be your friends. That's fine. What about the 1,700 legal citizens that were murdered? You don't want to talk about that, though. No, because that doesn't make them any money. And it doesn't get them any clicks on Facebook.
I mean, I'm sorry. Those folks that are killing these folks are domestic terrorists. That's what they are.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my opinion. And if you don't like it, tough kitty said the kitty.
And they're not even, the fact of the matter, Russ, they're not even domestic terrorists. They're foreign invaders.
Exactly.
Let over on purpose from the last administration. Venezuela cleaned out their jails. Hey, Cheese Doodle, good to see you, baby girl. Anyway, you're trying to get me on my soapbox.
I am, man.
Let me back
I was trying to segue you, man.
I know. I'm with you.
You know where I'm headed with this.
I'm with you. But I don't know if you guys saw this Marco Rubio guy is blowing my damn socks off.
I love him.
And I tell you, you can tell that Trump is sending him to do the important tasks. And I don't know what this speech is going to be tonight. There's been some scuttlebutt on what's actually going to be talked about, but I'm not going to speculate on that. But Marco Rubio addressed all the world leaders and law enforcement officials about what he calls growing and largely ignored threat: leftist political terrorism. In this clip that I'm about to show, Russ, he argues that the names may change. It may be the Black Panthers, it may be this, it may be that, it may be Antifa, but the ideology, tactics, and contempt for the democratic order remain the same. And he came, for this speech, he came with receipts, guys. He came saying, look, since 1970, 98% of domestic political terroristic acts have been from left-wing terrorists. He came with receipts and he laid it all out. So I don't know if Trump's going to talk about that tonight, or if he talks about what I think the scuttlebutt is he's talking about. There's going to be some pretty scared people in Washington, D.C. But anyway, here's the Rubio clip, Russ.
This is a distinctive and unique evil. It has always been driven by a hatred, above all else, a hatred for civilization itself. It is a revolt of the worst against the best, a revolt of the weak and the cowardly against the strong and the good. It is perpetrated by those who cannot build, who cannot create, who cannot achieve great things, and take their revenge upon the world for their own inadequacy by seeking to destroy those who can. This is what radical leftism is. It may wear various different slogans and ideologies across place and time. They can call themselves anti-capitalist or anti-imperialist or communist or anarchist or Marxist, but the fundamental character is always the same: It's always the same. It is a poisonous resentment cloaked in the language of equality and justice and liberation, an overwhelming need to tear down what greater men have built, to wreck what is beautiful and what is right on behalf of people who are only filled with ugliness and have nothing else to offer the world. Through violence and through terror, they once again seek to impose their ugliness on all of us. The old dogma was wrong. The old dogma was wrong. None of this is driven by idealism. It is not utopian. In fact, it is the opposite. One of the criticisms you sometimes hear of communism, for example, is that it sounds good in theory, but it never works in practice. That's actually not true. Communism does not sound good in theory. The world it envisions for all of us is small, flat, gray, leveled of all exception, drained of all that is good and noble in the human soul. The world it envisions is a world without courage, a world without creativity or ambition, a world without heroes or glory or great causes to strive towards, a world without miracles, without myths, without men who rise above the rest to do incredible and extraordinary things. And the world communism envisions is a world without God. For these architects of revolutionary violence, the towering achievement of our civilization, for them, it's an unbearable humiliation, a reminder of what they cannot do and a reminder of what they cannot be. So they choose instead to destroy. This is the nature of the terrorism we face today. They despise the West because the West is great.
Russ, he went on for 58 minutes. He went and spelled out every terrorist attack, leftist terrorist attack that's gone on in recent history within every country, right? And look, man, this guy, he's, like I said, he's knocking my socks off. He's kicking ass.
That's awesome.
No,
I didn't get a chance to watch very much of it today.
News guy, Patrick, he complains about all the news clips, so I let him make his own there. There you go. So now he's the Egghead News, and we made his logo look exactly like Fox News.
The Egghead News Network, the ENN.
Oh man. Anyway, but yeah, he did a great job, and I just can't wait to see what his future holds in store and for our country, right? I mean,
and, I don't think Trump's going to talk about Rubio stuff tonight. He might touch on it, I guess, but I don't think he's going to. I mean, Trump's having a fun time anyway. Y'all see Trump. Whenever he gets up in front of a microphone, he has fun. He loves talking crap about.
Well, and here's the great thing. He surrounds himself with such articulate people, such smart people. So then a day goes by, and this is what happens when Trump gets on the stage.
And it's all in the blue cities, it's all blue. The 25 worst cities are blue. Blue means Democrat. That's a new name I came up with. You've never heard. I was thinking about this character we have in the House. His name is Hakeem Jeffries.
I so wish you'd have called him Timu Obama.
And he's a low IQ person, very low IQ. And I watched what he was saying and what the horrible things he was saying, and I said, he's a dumb guy. I said, wait a minute, he's a Democrat. That's how I got the name. You take the E out, you don't need the B. A lot of people don't know dumb has the B in it, actually. You don't need it. You discard the B. But you take the E out, and you replace it with a U. They're dumb. They are Democrats. You know why? Because their policies are dumb. Their policies are very dumb.
So there's Marco Rubio. He's just articulate. He's getting policy out to the world, right? He's moving the agenda forward, and the master of trolls gets on stage, and he says, a lot of people don't know that dumb has a B in it. Okay, so you just take the E out and you take a U. That's how I came up with it. Oh
yeah.
my
God. We don't even need the B. Get rid of it. That's so
Trump,
awesome.
Trump is talking tonight right after the podcast. I told him to wait until the podcast is over with. We have an agreement. As soon as the podcast is over, he's going to go on and address the nation.
We made sure he got the memo.
Yeah, well, I gave it to Marco, so I'm sure he's
he should be good
to go there.
I mean,
but the main guys, everyone getting their preps in.
We only have 4. I mean, these fuckers are, excuse the language, these folks are slacking. I mean, I don't know whether it's the heat or they're saying they get smoke all the way over into coastal North Carolina. However, coastal North Carolina is rocking it as usual, Julie.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know whether it's the heat, man.
It's all right. It's look, we can take a little bit of time off just because we're on a time crunch tonight anyway. Bullshit, he's talking about, I'm assuming what Bullshit's talking about here is the unmanned drone that went in to Iranian waters and blew up submarines. I didn't know they had submarines, but if they had one, they have none now. But that goes to show you that those are coastal waters, and they had to actually go in through an inlet around some barriers to get in and detonate to blow up this. So that goes to show you that their defenses are probably finally diminished enough where we can do stuff like that. And guys, don't be surprised if Trump doesn't say tonight he's taking Carg Island by force. Don't be surprised. I didn't mention this, but in an act of good faith, Iran released an American citizen today who was being held since last December. Look, but it doesn't matter, Russ, it doesn't matter. There's no act of good faith with them because the people that are talking, trying to make the deals, have no control of the psychopaths that are running the IRGC. So there's no good deals to be had. Patrick Seven says, how about a 30-year-old Canadian leftist witch that slept? Oh, so he's talking about there's a 30-year-old Canadian gal that saw somebody with a 250th America Trump shirt on, slapped the hell out of him, I guess, a kid. And well, her and her husband now are getting deported by the Trump administration. And she had a whole shit ton of followers. So she was more than likely a leftist activist that was here to sow unrest to begin with, right? So that's the one you're referring to, I'm assuming, right, Patrick? Patrick's in the know on all of it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just reading.
Yeah, I saw that one. And
your meth.
What was that one? Yeah.
I'm just
now
reading
they're getting them in. Now we're up to a grand total of 5.
Oh, so her husband's a United States citizen. So he's deporting her and leaving the husband behind. I love that.
AMF.
Outstanding. Guys, let's see what else. I'm going to make sure we got nothing else people want to talk about. Bada boom, bada bing, prep. Corey's got a prep. Outstanding. Cool. Oh, Russ is hotter than balls up here.
For up here, I'll agree with you. What was it? What day was it? Tuesday. Man, Tuesday was brutal. Big Jim, and you know who Big Jim is from Red Rock and also from the Legion. He said he saw 99 on a thermometer at his house.
And that's, you know, I'm from Florida, obviously, so I know 99's hot. I get that. But the problem up here is nobody has air. Well, a lot of people don't even have air conditioners.
Mm-hmm.
And even the air conditioners at the bars and the restaurants and stuff like that they're not central units. They're usually those split units that barely hold up in their normal summertime.
Yep.
But the humidity today was still only like 60%.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, in several restaurants, I heard that several restaurants were considering closing because their air conditioner couldn't keep up. And then, of course, you know, it gets so hot in the kitchen and stuff like that. And I mean, it's kind of comical. I mean, for those of us born and raised in the South and live in the South, you know, it was 85, I think 89 today. Humidity was probably 45, 50%. That's a spring day in March, you know.
But think about it, though. Like I said in the monologue, get us up here in the wintertime when it's -20, and
They've
they're
never seen that.
out having a good time.
They're
And
in
we're
shorts,
freezing my Italian balls off up here.
little Italian marinara.
But so, I mean, you have to, I mean, everything's relative, right?
It is.
They would be making fun of us if we were up here in the wintertime. So
yeah, I mean, having been in the military, the hottest I ever saw it was on the tarmac where the aircraft was. It was 149. That was in Turkey. And then I saw -70 in Montana with the wind chill. And yes, if you take a hot cup of coffee and throw it in the air, it will freeze before it hits the ground. So, but I've seen both.
Yeah.
But I prefer the warmth.
I agree. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you, Diana. That humidity is a different ball game. But again, in the wintertime up here, I'm sure that when it got to 10 degrees, I'd be hurting for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Skidmore.
Yeah.
Real Comms is coming up in August. I'm looking forward to seeing him. I know. Bring some cold weather and don't bring that effing smoke with you. That's you northern Minnesota guys burning this up, and you Canadians. You betcha. Oh, Lord.
You're channeling your inner Canuck there, Pete. You go to one lumberjack competition and you start talking like a Canuck.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even talk about that. Last night we went to Hayward, where I saw the Antifa kids with their masks on. I was laughing at them. But we saw a comedian. His name was Charlie Barons, and he's a Midwest Wisconsin comedian that makes fun of Wisconsin, how to play bar dice and, all that good stuff. But he was funny as shit.
Ship Captain Crew.
Oh, awesome. You didn't have to do that, brother. I'd have hooked you up. Yes. Yeah, so we'll talk about that in preps of the week, I reckon. We got the main topic tonight, guys, is the Democratic Socialists of America finally brought forth their agenda. It's on their website. You can go look it up. Just Google dsa.org, and you'll find out what the actual Democratic Socialists of America are looking for, and if this is going to cause a bigger rift within the Democratic Party. I'm telling you, if they continue this rift between the Democratic Party, you are going to see a GOP House, Senate, and presidency for at least the next 12 to 16 years. I'm telling 100%. You this right now. So you retarded Democrats, keep it up. You retarded socialists, keep it up. Go ahead, keep infighting, because the America will get their fucking ass in gear in another 16 years. So let's watch this clip real quick. This is their actual agenda. And I'm going to run two, and then I'll run one.
Months before the midterms, the Democratic Socialists of America just dropped their new platform, which includes structural changes to the U.S. government and expanded socialist economic policies. The National News Desk, Jeff Harris, joins us.
Wow, Patrick, that one went completely through. I have no...
Yeah, I have nothing.
Good for you, little buddy. Very proud of you. Keep it up.
Oh, well, that one did.
But you can't talk about Obama, though.
Yeah, that's it. It's that first word.
Wow. All right, what about try Michael? See if Michael Obama. Let's see if they filter that one. Okay, back to the
DSA
clip.
launching this platform only a few hours ago online, Jeff. It is a massive overhaul. Tell us more.
So called Workers Deserve More, the DSA's new platform focuses on shifting structural, political, and economic power away from corporations and into the hands of the working class. The platform outlining a fundamental rewrite of the U.S. framework to ensure every resident, regardless of status, has civil and political rights. On Tuesday, the Democratic Socialists of America dropping their new platform, which includes extending full voting rights to people with criminal convictions and non-citizens, replacing the Electoral College with a national popular vote for president, plus replacing the two-party system with a multi-party democracy, while also expanding the House and abolishing the Senate.
We just don't see the point of the Senate. Historically, it was meant to serve very wealthy people who owned a lot of land, and that's still a system that we have today, and it it's something we would change.
The new platform comes as the socialist surge continues to sweep the nation. Multiple DSA candidates knocking off long-term establishment Democrats in recent state primaries. That includes Milat Quiros in Colorado, plus Claire Valdez and Daria-Liza Avila Chevalier in New York. Lifelong Democrat and former staffer in the Clinton administration, Jamie Metzel telling the National News Desk, Democratic Party leaders need to condemn the DSA and its associated candidates.
These are just absolutely unacceptable, disgraceful, anti-American views. We should all condemn them, especially Democratic leaders.
Metzel launching a petition to oppose Chevalier, who beat five-term incumbent Adriano Espaillat in New York's 13th congressional district primary, pointing to her public record, including two now deleted tweets from 2019, one of which reads in part, quote, "I forgot to get napkins, so I just wiped my hand on the American flag behind me."
And what I'd like to do is to have this petition put pressure on Democratic leaders to condemn people like Chevalier, like the woman in Colorado who essentially said that America had 9/11 coming.
Speaking at a press conference last week, California Governor Gavin Newsom also saying he is, quote, for addition, not subtraction, when asked about working with the DSA on certain issues. We did reach out to Chevalier's office for comment on that petition, and we'll update when we hear back. Reporting for the National News Desk, I'm Jeff Harris.
So they're saying the quiet part out loud, right? They're saying what their agenda. This coupled on top with Rubio's war against leftist extremism, guys, there's something coming down the pipe. I'm telling you. Couple that, Russ. Couple that with how the UK and Ireland are starting to deal with their immigration and their leftist problems. Yep. Something's coming down the pipe, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna get fun.
You know, okay. Let's start off with Gavin Newsom. He is so desperate to get to a higher office. You know, he is stepping outside and he's saying, maybe I will entertain this because this is what he wants. He wants more power. But, you know, I was thinking about this morning when I was doing my research for this DSA stuff. And I was trying to figure out why. And I mean, it blows my mind, number one, that so many people in the United States want this democratic socialism. But I think it's a bit because we are a bit overconfident. We are a bit not necessarily overzealous, but overconfident, I guess, because we haven't screwed up a lot.
Right.
You know, we are the greatest nation in the world. So they think, well, hell, everybody else just weren't as good as us, so we'll be able to make it work. But like you and I talked in the green room, yeah, we might have it work until the money runs out.
Yeah, it's going to work. Look, socialism is going to work here for a while. It's going to work here until all of our money runs out. Then it's not going to work. And then these retards that are worried about the top 1% having the most wealth, guess what happens with socialism, you knuckleheads? What happens with socialism is they take all of your shit and they keep it and dole out what they think you're worthy of. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. Guys, I implore you, please go back, find the entire Rubio speech and watch it. When I was listening to him, I immediately said, this was not just for our law enforcement. This was worldwide. This speech was not just for us. It was for worldwide law enforcement people saying, look, now you see what this domestic or this leftist terrorism is all about. You're seeing it in your country. Coupling it up, Russ, with illegal immigration, open borders, Muslims using these retards to push their agenda until the Muslims have control. And then they're going to cast them aside. Oh, I'm Islamophobic now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know, right? Now, did you run the first part of DSA 1?
No, we're going to run that here in a sec.
Yeah, because I guys, when you listen to DSA 1 that we're going to run here in a minute, I don't know what this young lady is smoking, but I'm mad because she ain't sharing.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to run that. Let me address this, Patrick. Patrick, you're right. They have the momentum, and this is part of what Rubio said today in his speech. they have the momentum because most of the propaganda media outlets are acting like, oh, you're firebombing a church. That's no big deal.
Yeah.
It's the white Christian that rides a bus with a black person on it and makes her uncomfortable. That's the biggest threat to the nation. No, so the propaganda arm of the Democrats is strong. That's why they have momentum. But I think the wind is getting, I'm telling you, I think with this Rubio speech and what's something's changing. There's something in my guts telling me it's getting ready to get fun. But here's the DSA, another clip from the DSA, and these actually have some of the members in here talking about how great socialism want these fucking whack jobs. Oops.
All right, welcome back. The Democratic Socialists just unveiled a sweeping new policy agenda. It calls
Egghead, it's not Fox. Look, there you go.
A dramatic overhaul of all three branches of the government. They say, on the plus side, you probably never have to pay a bill again. Take a listen.
You're able to take a day off and not have to worry. And you don't have to have a job just to pay the bills because you don't have a lot of bills, right? Bills are no longer a thing because there's not for-profit businesses that are constantly trying to exploit you and trying to, put you into debt.
We wanted to lift up that demand very clearly and to state, abolish ICE and ICE detention and deportations and punish the brutality of these federal agents.
Correspondent Madeline Rivera has all the details for us here in the D.C. newsroom. Hey, Maddie.
Good afternoon, Jillian. Besides those things, the DSA also calls for defunding the Department of War, reparations, and wealth taxes. They argue capitalism hinders freedom and that our current political system is not true democracy.
Why do we have a Senate? Like a lot of people are going to see that and they'll be like, wait a second, why do I have a Senate? Like, what's so great about the Senate? I mean, I'm not sure about this, but I'm pretty sure the only popular senator is Bernie Sanders, and it's because he ran for president as a Democratic Socialist.
The DSA is pushing for an expansion of the House, which they argue.
Russ, why are all these Democratic Socialists, why are they white women who look like they could eat corn through a chain link fence? I don't understand this.
Accurate representation of the population. And they want the Supreme Court to be replaced by a judiciary chosen by and subordinate to Congress. The new platform comes as the DSA hits 120,000 members, which they say is now the largest socialist organization in the country. The agenda will essentially serve as a rallying call as they try to build on the wins of left-wing candidates in recent primaries. Democrats are torn about how to tackle the rise of socialism within their party, but Senator Bernie Sanders says it's been a long time coming.
We are seeing a real movement of the American people who increasingly understand.
Bernie Sanders looks like a tampon before it gets shoved up in her.
That we are living in a moment where never in our history have so few people,
like that dude off the balcony from
had so much economic and political power. And all across this country, we're seeing a profound disgust. People are standing up and saying that establishment politics and establishment policies are not working. We need change.
House Speaker Mike Johnson and other Republicans are sounding the alarm, framing communism as a real threat ahead of the midterms.
I know, Cheese Doodle, right? And it's just good that you had a father that taught you that these things were going to come down the pipeline as you were getting older and made you the smart young lady that you are and able to sniff this kind of shit out. So kudos to your dad, whoever he is.
I'm not going to trust.
No, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that.
Oh my goodness. Oh Lordy.
That's funny shit right there. Cheese Doodle says she didn't have a, even if I didn't have a great dad, I did listen in history class. Yeah. Even though they try to erase most of their racist history. Oh,
she ate the milkman's kid. Oh my goodness. So I'm liable to get in trouble for this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So what's the over and under? Should I go there?
No.
Okay, I won't then.
Yeah.
Never mind. I won't. I won't go there. I won't go there. I'm not. No ideas.
I didn't mean it like that. That was Russ. Diana, I didn't even think of that. It's funny as shit. And if I was quick on my toes, that would have been my joke, but I didn't even shit.
Yeah, you just nailed that one. You're gonna catch so much hell when you get down here. Oh my goodness.
Let's roll to this, Russ. You want to?
Yeah, hey guys, last call. We got 11 currently, and I'm going to give a quick shout out to Mel. Mel's in the chat. Mel is almost 3 weeks tomorrow. Mel has not had a drink, so proud of you, Mel.
Yeah,
keep it up. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Mel, if I was a sensitive person, I would be proud of you, but I would say I never took you for a quitter, and I'm very disappointed. I'm very disappointed in you right now.
Oh, you're on a roll tonight. You're pissing them all off.
Oh, but it's time for this week's prep of the week.
I got to put that up on the screen. Here you go, Pete. Right there.
Yeah, that's Mel saying that's our next shirt, Russ.
Yeah.
Right
there.
We
got to. You got to make that shirt. You got to make that shirt. Got to make that shirt.
Oh, Russ, my prep of the week. I'm still working on fitness. Still writing. Still, we got Kelly and Meta here in town, so it's good to have them out there. Of course, Tom Bryce is in town, so we're doing that. We just got done with our little, not with those guys, but me and you got done, and Lala got done with our little tubing trip, and that was a shit show.
Oh, that was so much fun, man. Teresa and I, we had a couple of firsts this past weekend. We went kayaking, and neither one of us had ever done any kayaking. And then we went tubing with you guys and Joe and Val and Gretchen, and had an absolute ball. Teresa got a little touch of sun poisoning on her legs, and I was training for the Iditarod. And but we had a great time. We had an absolute great time. And so that was your preps. My preps this week, I got my TPMS system in for the new tires. I also got an RV lock, coated lock, which is working wonderfully. Thank you, Kelly, for helping me install it yesterday. And we're just getting ready to pack up, and we're heading out to Montana, doing the Oregon Trail thing. We're leaving on Saturday morning.
Yeah. Well, Kelly, I had to get fit because I knew you were coming here, and it's a good thing I did. Good thing I worked on my cardio, because last night when you chased me around the woods naked, I was glad I was able to outrun you. All right, let's pin them. Let's see what we got.
All right.
I got Patrick 7 here. Go ahead. Patrick 7 said he's cycling through an old cache, waiting a little too long, and had to toss quite a bit of canned goods. But on a positive note, it looks like I'm eating old soup. Well, people all around the world live on that stuff, brother. So rotate. Moral of the story: rotate your stuff. Otherwise, you're wasting money. You go ahead with that one.
Next. Miss Julie, as always, over at Coastal Plains. Roy checked that battery things, anchor, etc. Were all charged. 6 hams, all processed. Harvested a crazy amount of figs and getting them frozen for future freeze dryer runs. Doing the crazy errands tomorrow.
Outstanding. That's good stuff. Dana said Ben, we'll go with sick. Been too sick to make it to anything but doctors this week. Good numbers. Outstanding.
That's
Health
awesome.
first. Health first, right? That's what we're talking about. Miss Meta, go ahead.
Ms. Meta says they're using their preps for the next few weeks. And, I talked to Tom about that. Tom brought some Mountain Home and stuff like that with him. We have some freeze-dried stuff with us as well. We have a pretty good operations order, a trip plan. So hopefully everything will go just well.
Good deal. Corey says he did get a remote status monitoring to the battery banks on his solar. Oh, good. Outstanding. That's the other thing I want to get. Gift ideas for my upcoming birthday. I want a weather station to put up here. It needs to be Wi-Fi compatible so I could monitor it from Florida if my wife happens to be listening after my comment about the milkman.
Yep. So what he's saying is everybody needs to hit subscribe and subscribe on Kick so he can afford his weather station.
Exactly. Jason said got candle making kit and soap making kit. Yeah, about time you washed your ass.
What do we got next?
Steve
Skidmore. He is helping rebuild shooting benches at a local private range. Always a plus.
It sounds like Steve. Sounds like you're getting a group together there. It sounds like it might be working good for you. If you need help with anything, sir, hit me up. I got this. Guy said picked up Pete's Food for Thought manual. Food for Thought manual available on Amazon. Pick it up for a very cheap price, and that way I'll get my weather station maybe.